What's up, guys? Welcome back to Chimicomics. My name is Riley, and I have another comic book haul for you today. I've got Daredevil by Brian Michael Bendis Omnibus Volume 1. This is a reprint of the long out-of-print Omnibus. This and Volume 2 were very hard to find for a long time, and we're selling for several $100s. But now you can pick it up on in-stock trades for about half that. I mean, not half 300, half the cover price, which is 100. So I got this for $50. So yeah, and I also got a huge stack of Star Wars novels. I got some Barnes and Noble gift cards, and this is what I spent it on. So without further ado, let's show off this Daredevil book. I can get it. Also, go Tigers. My LSU Tigers finally won a championship. So I was super happy about that. Alright. I haven't read much Daredevil before. I read a little bit of the Mark Waid run a while back. I read like an issue or two. And I liked it quite a bit. So now I have both of those Omnis. But I don't want to read that stuff just yet. I would rather start on this. So let's stretch it out first, and then we'll see what's inside the book. Super happy that Marvel decided to reprint this. I think they're going to start doing that quite a bit now. I'm just kind of asking the fans what they want, and they've been really good about that. So here is the title page. Let me show some of the art. The art is by Alex Maleev. It's kind of like, well, this is painted. These are watercolors. But, yeah, this is his art. So it's kind of a little bit scratchy. Everyone has a bunch of lines in their faces, but I think it really does a good job of matching the tone that Bendis is going for, especially with the Daredevil comic. And they work really well together as a team. They've done plenty of other things other than Daredevil. I don't know if this was their first team up. It could have been, but I honestly don't know. It's a cool fight scene with Bullseye. Oh, forgot to see what this collects. So there's the front of the dust jacket, spine. In the back, it's all the same pretty much as the original printing. And this collects Daredevil 16 through 19, 26 through 50, and 56 through 60. There are a couple of small gaps there, but I've heard that those gaps don't add to the story that Bendis was telling at all. And they're basically throwaway stories, so not a big deal for me if they keep them out of there. This is upside down. So there's plenty of extras in here. Got some script pages, plenty of those, and some sketch pages. I always like to look at the sketches. See how the artist really does it before it's all colored and inked. There's some pretty rough sketches with the script, I think. Sandwiched in there too. And some just inked covers without colors. I like these. Not sure who that was. David Mack is the one that's doing the watercolors. So here's the cover board. So I love that they threw Spider-Man in there. It's my favorite. But yeah, that's the Daredevil Omni. And now I guess I can talk about some of these. I haven't read any of them yet. I've got them in order of, like, I guess, timeline. So these with the Legends imprint on them technically don't count. They're not canon anymore, but I've always said just tell a good story, and if the story's good, I really don't care if it counts or whatever. I think this Master and Apprentice is canon. It's a pretty new book. So first I've got Lost Tribe of the Sith. This is like a collection of short stories just about like the first Sith, first tribe of Sith people. So it's like, I think 5,000 years before A New Hope or something crazy. Yeah, it's like 5,000 years before A New Hope. So yeah, I'm really excited to read this one, especially because it seems pretty interesting. And also, I just read Star Wars Old Republic Revan. That's by Drew Karpyshyn, who did the Darth Bane trilogy right here. And that was really good. I have never played the Knights of the Old Republic games, but that book did a very good job of explaining what happened in both of the games, what happened between the games that you don't get in the game story. It really fleshed out this character called Lord Scourge. You follow him like a little more than half of the book. You follow him, and you get like a peek into how the Sith world is. So it's really cool. This is kind of, how far? It's after that book, but it's about 300 years after that book, so not too close, but it is connected to the Star Wars Old Republic game on the computer. And me and my friends have been playing that lately. It's pretty fun, but it's been out for years. So yeah, this was like next up in the Old Republic line. I think there's like 3 more of these. 2 more. There'll be 2 more Old Republic themed books, and I'll probably eventually get those if I like this one. So we'll see. But if it's anything like Revan, I'll be getting them. And here is the Darth Bane trilogy I was talking about. I don't really know a lot about Darth Bane, but I've heard that these books are really good. I've heard people talk about them. And it's by the writer who wrote that Revan book I was talking about. And did you ever hear the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise? Here it is. Yeah, this just looked really cool. I couldn't pass up a tale of Palpatine and Darth Plagueis. Pretty sure that's him right there on the cover. Palpatine. So yeah, it's by James Luceno, I think, author of Star Wars Millennium Falcon. I haven't heard of that. And then this Master and Apprentice. This is a pretty new book. I hate that it's a different height though. It's different than all of the rest of these, but anyway, it takes place right before Episode 1, and it's about Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan and like their dynamic, and like Qui-Gon is like the guy who kind of goes against the council sometimes, and Obi-Wan really doesn't like to do that, so it's good to see those clashing mindsets. So this will be pretty interesting. I think it's going to flesh out Qui-Gon Jinn a little bit more, which I would like to see. He wasn't really in the movies that long. You know, he was in that one movie and they killed him at the end. So, and this is the set of books that everyone talks about when they talk about Star Wars novels. It's the Thrawn trilogy by Timothy Zahn, and book 1 is Heir to the Empire. These take place like, I want to say 5 years after the fall of the Empire, episode 6. I don't know if there's a timeline in this book. I know there was one of these. The Thrawn trilogy. Yeah. It appears to be about 5 to 10 years after episode 6. So basically there's this guy, General Thrawn, or Grand Moff, I don't remember what he was. Anyway, he's like one of the last surviving leaders of the Empire, and Grand Admiral Thrawn, and he's trying to lead a fleet to attack the vulnerable Republic. They've just established a new Republic, and he's trying to attack them when they're at their weakest. Dark Force Rising is book 2, and book 3 is The Last Command. So, super excited to read these. Most, if not all of these, will probably end up on the Novel Nook segment of the channel, where Wyatt and I review some novels. I'll probably flip-flop between these and the Halo novels that we've been doing. I'm currently reading Halo the Flood, so super excited to add this new part to the channel, and hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you on the next one.